April 24th, Monday. Covenant of Calvary and Temple Evangelism. Matthew chapter 18, verses 18 through 20. Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again I say to you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. The Old Testament contains God's promise to send Jesus Christ, who will solve all curses and sin, as well as destroy the authority of hell. According to that promise, Jesus solved all problems upon Mount Calvary. Satan uses every deceptive method and tool to prevent people from knowing Christ. However, we who possess the gospel must build the temple that God desires in order to restore the covenant that God gave us upon Mount Calvary. What is the temple that God desires? Number 1, the temple that restores all authority of heaven and earth. Jesus made a final promise to his disciples after his resurrection. Jesus Christ, who possesses all authority on heaven and earth, promised to always be with the believers with this authority. God has given this authority to the churches and believers who possess the true gospel. We must restore the temple that enjoys that authority that God has given. Number 2, missions that will go to all nations and save them. Jesus commanded us to go to all nations with the authority that has been given to us. This is the reason why we must prepare for missions that will save all nations and entrust them to our future generation. God desires for a missions building where disciples from all 237 nations can come and receive training. A missions building that can dispatch missionaries to all nations to find disciples, and a missions building that baptizes all nations. Number 3, educational centers that must be restored for the future generation. We must make sure to teach our children the truth that God will always be with us, with all authority of the throne of heaven and earth. Our consciousness of the future generation inspires us to build an educational center that restores the covenant of Christ that has been taken away by idolatry. When we embrace this covenant in our hearts, God will allow us and our future generation to receive the answers of both David and Solomon, who had built temples. Prayer of the Evangelist. God, allow me to not be deceived by Satan's strategies that makes me lose hold of Christ, but instead build temples that restore the covenant of Mount Calvary.